It's seven of the fuller list, but the top seven keys to be highly influential and having integrity and hearing yes more from people. Having people buy us, have people like us, trust us, and being that authority figure, right? So the first thing we need to do, of course, to have people say yes to us, want to do business with us, buy from us, is showing real expertise and, again, being an authority figure. So, okay, well, what does this mean? What does this mean, and how do we do it, right? So, and this also includes, by the way, being caring, authentic, being real and raw with people. This is something that's very, very important. And a lot of people, and including myself, I used to be guilty of this too. It was all about the money, the sale. I hope they buy because they got to pay my credit cards. I've been an entrepreneur for over 10 years, so I get it. It's like I got to pay my credit card bills, got to pay my bills off. I want them to buy. It's been forever, and that will make people run. It'll make people run like hell, by the way. So food for thought, and just some things to think of. Versus making it all about service while having boundaries that, yes, your time is valuable, your time is important. You spent lots of time, money, energy developing yourself. So again, showing real expertise and being an authority figure. There's many ways to do that. How do we do that? Well, again, first of all, is being authentic, caring, being vulnerable. I'll get to this later too. Really being vulnerable and open with people, right? Most of us, it's maybe our worst nightmare next to public speaking, to be real and raw and have people see us and our flaws and know us. Honestly, though, that is what will differentiate you from everyone else. That is what will have you. It's your story. It's your uniqueness. It's the shit in, pardon my expression, but the shit in your past that, I've been here, I've been there. Example of me, I had problems with obesity. I had intense problems with intense bullying, which created depression, suicidal thoughts, high anxiety, putting on a lot of weight. A variety of health problems as well. I had different challenges learning in school too. And being, being open and vulnerable with people about that, and not really caring if people think I'm, wild or weird or wonderful. That is one of the secrets to being influential. And if you think about it, look at Oprah Winfrey, look at Elon Musk, look at Sir Richard Branson, Ariana Huffington. A lot of these people are, wild and weird and wacky, and we all revere them. Phil Knight that started Nike shoes. All these people are different, and they're raw and real. So it's interesting that a lot of us do our best to be the most vanilla version of ourselves. And I did this too when I was being bullied, so no one would pick on me. Lo and behold, they picked on me anyway. But being the most, vanilla person, so no one could say anything about me, and no one ended up liking me. It backfired. Being a nice guy, too nice, trying to be too likable, and being a spineless jellyfish, essentially, also got me bullied and made fun of. So I thought, well, I'm doing something wrong. I might as well do what I love. Say what is in my heart. Say what I want to people. Now, this is not permission to be an ass, but saying what you want to people is going to be big part of being successful, right? Having a message that cuts through all the crap and all the noise out there is going to be, and part of that is having your authentic story. And, like Janet, how did you get here? Jude, why are you here? Why do you do what you do? Marjorie yourself, Wendy, why the heck do you do what you do, right? And showing people your why, because people care more about why you do it than what you do, and especially how you do it. People really don't care about our how. And just as an aside here, we're often selling too much our how. Like, it's like, oh, I do Reiki or the special type of massage, or I do all this high-tech stuff and all this cool AI stuff. And people really don't care. They care about the outcome. They care about what's in it for them. So remember, when to hear more yeses, pitch or sell, air quotes, or communicate how what you do will lead to their outcome, lead to what they want, versus telling them about all the features and bells and whistles. They don't care. I say, well, is the car going to reliably get me from A to Z? I don't really care that it has all these, electronic technological features and stuff. I just care it's going to get me from A to Z. So is your car, metaphorically speaking, Patty and Kevin and Norda, is it going to get me from A to Z? Right? It's what they want. Sell them what they want. Give them what they need, and sell them what they really want. and that your thing, whatever that is, Amber and Colette, sell them that your thing. I love that Colette's getting exercise while we're working out. This, where it's sell them their thing they want, sell them the outcome, everyone, and make sure Sherlock and Kevin to sell them that actual tangible outcome in the end. Again, like if Isaac talks to people about all the technological stuff and all the bells and whistles and all the techie nuances and stuff, he would blow them away and lose them, right? But if Isaac sells how his technology, his systems will help people work smarter, work less hours, make more money, and convert more people in less time, easier and more fun, having more people to serve and thus more fulfillment, well, hell, he's probably got a sale right there. He's got someone's attention, that's for sure. So again, what do people want? Okay. So again, looking at being an authority figure, right? Well, again, having some sort of newsletter, having a soapbox out on the corner of the street and shouting your message, right? However you can contribute and give value is absolutely key here. Whether it's podcasting, video or audio stuff, YouTube, social media posting as well. Speaking, most people do social media posting wrong, by the way, and that's why they're not making money, usually because they don't have a call to action, or it's like, okay, now do this thing versus, here's my great stuff. I am James, here's all this and great, thanks, bye. There's no call to action. There's no next step. There's no, hey, if you like this, watch this video. If you like this one tip, you're going to love the rest. Watch the longer version here. Or, hey, book a call. Or if you like this, go to this link and download the Super Persuasion Playbook. And of course, at the end of the playbook, you of course will have, hey, if you like this, I help people do X, Y, Z. If that sounds interesting, why don't you book a call with me here? Right? So often there's not a continuation. And anything you do, whether it's speaking, teaching, coaching, webinars, live talks, a lead magnet, always have a next step, always have a next step, whatever that is. That's something that most people, including myself, make mistakes on. Whether you're speaking, my goodness, speaking, even if you're not a great speaker, if your heart is in the right place and you aim to give value and help people, oh my goodness, you will create such influence, such persuasion, such trust, especially because most people, I would say a lot of people hate being on video, and most people hate public speaking or just aren't comfortable with it. If you can get past the fear and the ego to speak, you will stand out amongst many people, which is a great part of the first thing. And the second thing is too, that again, they're hearing you speak or podcast, whatever it is, whether it's live, video, recorded in person, a webinar, they're hearing Marta's expertise. They're hearing Anna's expertise. They're hearing Dan and Daniel talk, and wow, they're getting a sense of you versus even an ebook. I mean, this I've woven my personality into the ebook a little bit, but really this is how you get to know my personality. Wow, James seems like he actually really cares and really gives a crap about people and success, and I do. I really genuinely care about people who want to help make a difference in the world. Yeah, the people, planet, plants, animals, environment, whoever it is, whatever it is, I really care about helping people make an impact. And a lot of you kick-ass entrepreneurs, you're up to some really cool things. So speaking is amazing. Even if you're not a great speaker, even if you're nervous, even if you're worried, even if you're fearful, please trust me. Speaking, just deliver value. You don't have to be a great speaker. Just aim to deliver value. Teach people something and they will love you. Trust me. Let me see. We have a question here. Perfect. Cool. Google reviews are great. Get customers, even if you're doing freebies or trades, or hey, if someone asks for a discount, I love the give-get principle. Okay, we can talk about a discount. What would you exchange for? Like, for example, I could say, I'd be willing to give you a bit of a discount if you're willing to, give me a video testimonial or refer, 3 or 4 friends to me that bought. In fact, if they buy from me, I'll also give you some cash to say thank you as an appreciative or a gift card or something, right? So things like Google reviews, authority badges like Trustpilot, or if you've won some awards, put that on your web pages. Brag about it. Brag. I had stuff on my web pages about me being on, like the Huffington Post and CBS and Insight TV shows, TV interviews. And a lot of people didn't know. A lot of people that knew me had no idea that I'd written a book, or I was a best-selling author, or had been on some of these TV shows, and interviews, and news stations. And it was interesting. And that lesson to me, and this was a recent lesson, by the way, was to just talk about yourself and what you do, not in a braggy way, but why you're excited and what you've achieved, and celebrate that, because others are going to want that too. They're going to want that. Like, okay, you know what? Marta, can you teach me how you got there? Colette, Jude, can you show me how you got there? I want you, Isaac and Janet and Anna, I want you to teach me how you got there. Because clearly you're there and I want that too. So it shows this authentic success, without being a braggart, and that's okay. Be proud of what you've achieved. People want that. So anyway, speaking, a book, an ebook, a short guide like this one, I'm going to give this to you all at the end. The short ebook. There's a pretty PDF coming too. By the way, I just developed this. You're welcome to have this one. In the meantime, authority badges, book e-guide, customer success stories work incredibly well. Customer wins. You can have customer success stories as well. And you can do this even if you're just starting out by offering help people for free or a crazy discounted rate, which is great. I mean, even if you're only charging whatever, 50, 60, 70, 80, $100 an hour for what you do. If you have a corporate job, you may not be making 50, 60, 70, 80, $100 every single hour. So even if you give someone a sweetheart deal, hey, we can do this crazy deal, it's probably going to make you, ironically, more than you make in the corporate position per hour. So some food for thought on that too, especially when you're getting started. You can work with friends, you can work with family. Try to get some sort of exchange, if you will. It doesn't have to be money, but some sort of exchange. So they value things. Let's see, newsletters. And again, speaking engagements. I'm harping on the speaking engagement thing. It doesn't have to be for huge groups. It could be for 4 or 5 or 10 or 12. I'm paid to speak now, although honestly, some of the most money I've made has been speaking for free. And I have many friends that also feel the same way. So avoid, and sometimes they'll give you like, a $50, $100 or $500 honorarium to speak, depending on the event. But even if you're speaking for free, I've made a lot of money speaking for absolutely free, even when I pay for gas and parking and lunch and this and that, right? Now, usually I ask people to pay my gas and parking if they want me to speak for free, because it's incredible value. These are big things. Create content, I suppose, is the crux of the message here. Create content and get it out to people. Share it with the world versus doing what I did with my book and going back to the drawing board and tweaking it and adjusting and muddling it for 3 years before I finally said, F it. I'm writing my book, and I wrote it in 2.5 weeks in Thailand. Right, 2.5 weeks in Thailand versus 3 years of thinking about it, procrastinating, going back to the drawing board. Cool. Consistency as well here, being consistent in what you do versus once in a blue moon or once in a while. Consistency is key. When people see you and they see the consistency, what you do, it actually has people trust you because you're always in front of them. It's this frequency and familiarity. I think about it. Do you not trust people that you know well, you see a lot? Do you not trust them more than someone you see once in a while? Do you not like them more than someone you see once in a while? Probably. There's exceptions, obviously, but probably, right? So authority and expertise, really, it does require a delicate balance of demonstrations, real authentic communication. And that's why I love teaching people how to be highly effective communicators and how to reach all those different learning styles out there in the world. And so people can actually hear what you're saying and they see the value in your message. They like what you say so much they can even taste it, right? They can smell success by working with you. They get a concrete grasp and they feel like what you have is valuable and they really hear why they should work with you. So it's a delicate balance. Consistently sharing, insights, even if it's 15, 20, 30 seconds. The people's attention spans these days are even below goldfish. So even if you only have, 10 or 15 or 20 seconds, the most popular shorts now and TikToks are around the 20 to 35 second mark. So even if you have only a few words to say, hey guys, or hey everyone, good morning, it's James. My word of the day is passion. Find what you're passionate about, do what you're passionate about, etc., right? So even if and then that's it. That's my tool. Have a great day. It doesn't have to be these long, 10, 15, 20 hour long videos or podcasts. You only need a few. By the way, you only need a few long form videos. I enjoy creating long form and I enjoy creating podcasts, which are typically, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. I do enjoy them, but you only need a few. And what really is the key is to do short form stuff, short content, whether it's written or video, 20, 30, 60 seconds and 90 seconds. And then people, you will engage with that. Because if they don't know you, think about this. Would you watch a video from someone you didn't know if you were only so warm on the topic? Or would you go to someone, for example, that you saw and you've seen their shorts or the YouTubes or their posts or their book or their blog? Would you be more interested in what they have to say and spending more time watching maybe a 20, 30, 40-minute video, right? So there is another principle. I don't want to harp on this one too much because there's 6 more. I'm also going to say social influence is super important as well for everyone. Again, these are Google reviews. These are lineups. This is why, in clubs, nightclubs, they hold lines. Oh, wow, look at all the look at all the people in line in that club. It must be good. Or this is why Apple only makes, a certain amount of things, which we'll talk about next. Or they have lines to go in the Apple stores, right? Or they have all these things. Wow. All these people reviewing and raving about them. They pay lobbyists, they pay reviewers. You don't have to do that. Just create social influence by getting out there and getting people talking about you. There's a saying I enjoy, and it's less important who you know. It's more important who knows you, right? And I do think it is also, again, the saying, who you know is more important than what you know. I would actually still say that resonates true, but it's also more important who knows you. Cool. All right. Now, by the way, for people, professional problems are just personal problems in disguise. So if you're helping people with professional problems, they're just really personal problems in disguise, right? So food for thought for all you coaches, mentors out there. Okay, limited availability and scarcity. I just mentioned Apple. Like Apple or Nike puts out a new shoe with a limited supply. That's what drives people so nuts. Everyone's like, oh my God, I got to get it. Or whatever this thing is only available for a week, or this pop-up shop, or this discount. Hurry, supplies last. Hurry, this deal is only on to the end of the week. Hurry, you must buy now. All this stuff. It's limiting availability and scarcity will create influence, right? Whether it's, limiting your time, limiting the amount of product, limiting the hours. Like the last thing you want to say to someone is, oh, you pick any time, my week is totally open. I mean, how successful do you appear? Or how successful would someone appear if someone's like, oh, Chris or Isaac, pick whatever time you want next week. I'm open all week. Doesn't sound like you have any customers or anything better to do. So I'm like, do I want to work with you? Versus, hey, I got a crazy schedule next week. It's pretty much filled up, but I have like, Wednesday at 2 and, Thursday at 4. And you know what? I could probably even do Monday at 6 p.m. if that works with you. Which one would you prefer? Let's block it in before it gets booked up. They're like, yeah, let's block it in before, because I don't want to lose that. So again, limited availability and scarcity, right? You don't want to do all things to all people. And scarcity of time, product, energy, this creates a catalyst for urgency. If it's the same price all year, are you going to rush in to buy something? Maybe if you need it urgently. Versus these organizations that have like all these high prices, but then they go on massive sales once a week. They have massive sales on different things. That brings people in a hurry as well, right? So it's that catalyst for urgency. Hey, my course starts in this date. I'm only taking 12 people in my next course, right? I only work with people who want to be highly successful, and I only work with people that are really, really, really wanting to help others, wanting to make a difference in the world. I only help these people, and I only help people who are really motivated to take action and grow. I'm giving you some of the frames I use, and it's not bullshit. It is genuine. I don't want to work with people who I have to drag in or drag around, or that really don't care about making a difference in the world. That's not what drives me, And Jenna has an interesting comment, and then I see that Marta has a hand raised. Jenna says, I sometimes question the idea of creating scarcity when we are coming from abundance as a state of being. And yes, I hear you, Janet. I mean, I think there's incredible and unlimited abundance in the world. To create action in people and urgency, we need the scarcity. Again, if there was a total abundance of money in the world, would anyone ever work? Or if there was a total abundance of, I'm trying to think, something it's I don't know, video game or cell phones, Microsoft or Apple phones in the world, would Apple have these big lineups days before these video games, and people line up for these video games? So I believe in abundance as well. I think there's insane amounts of abundance in the world, incredible amounts of abundance. And exactly, that Chris makes a good point. Rarity more than scarcity. It's that rarity. Things are rare. They're unique. They're rare. Right? Gold. Think about this. Gold is rare. That's why diamonds are rare. That's why people pay. I don't understand it myself because I'm a dude, but thousands of dollars for gold or diamonds or whatever jewelry, versus sand or dirt. People probably don't pay as much for. So it's that rarity versus, oh, it's everywhere. You give time to everyone. You have unlimited time versus, no, I have time. I have lots of people. I'm a busy man. I have a busy business, and I prioritize my friends and my self-care too. So I only have limited time for people to work with me if they want to work with me. So again, it's something rare versus, oh, I have all the time in the world. I'm not doing anything, because it's that perception. Well, that person probably isn't that successful. Whether it's true or not, it's that perception. And again, I happen to think that dirt is more valuable than gold. You might ask why. Well, we can grow food in dirt. I really don't care if I'm starving, but having a golden ring on my hand. So again, it's the perception, right? It's that perception. If dirt was scarce, remember the movie Waterworld? Sand and dirt, they would trade like gold because there wasn't any, it was all water. So sand and dirt was literally like that was what you paid with. It was like gold. Marta, you had a question, my friend.
Yes. Can you hear me with the headphones on?
Sure can.
Okay. I was just wondering about when I see other coaches or entrepreneurs when they have high ticket items and then they lower the price drastically for promotions and discounts, I kind of get a little questioning personally, thinking, so was your program really worth the amount that you initially placed it at if now you're willing to drop it so low? Like to me, whenever I see that as a consumer, just someone researching, I I see scarcity, like I see desperation. So I
Mhm.
wonder what your take on that is.
And it's a great question. Thank you for the question. There is, and I'm a pretty raw and real kind of guy. I'm not far from perfect, but I do my best to be raw and real. And I do not like bullshit. And to your point, sometimes if you create it in an authentic way, um, I think it's valuable. It helps. But you're right. If it's in a BS way, like these companies, there's one here in Canada called Canadian Tire, and their prices are higher than everywhere else. The stuff's expensive. Although every week they have like insane, like 40, 50, 60, 70% discount, maybe more on stuff against to get you in there. So that's a bit BS to me versus the real authentic. Hey, I'm only accepting 12, and that's the truth. I'm only accepting 12 people from the next
Mm.
training. It's creating scarcity, not in a BS way with, well, this court, you've seen this too, I'm sure all of you. This thing is like $15,000 regularly, but for today you can have it for $9.99, right? That's kind of the bullshit. I saw Patty shaking her head. Exactly. There's a part of my language, there's a bullshit version. Again, I'm Ron Real, and not perfect. There's an authentic way to do it. It's like I'm only accepting 12 people to my next training because I want to give the best training possible. Again, creating a scarcity. I only accept people who really want to make a difference in the world and who are jazzed and committed and will do anything
Mm.
legal, moral, ethical to get there and to have that and achieve their goals. So for me, that's a very authentic way to create a bit of rarity. Maybe we'll use rarity instead of scarcity. Versus, to your point, the bullshit. This is worth $15 million, but it's yours today for $9.99. It's in the way you do it. It's in the. I'll just leave it at that. It's in the way you do it, because it comes
That's
across differently.
that's a beautiful answer. It's like the intention behind the message. So that was, I think, what I needed to understand was how can I differentiate? Because yeah, just I want to make sure that if I'm promoting something, it's not because I'm like in that lack mindset where I was like, oh no, oh no, no, and then I would just be attracting the same types of people as opposed to this is really rare and so this is why and it's like a special deal because it's my birthday, whatever. So
Exactly. You're
thank
exactly right.
you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Or to your point further, it's like, hey, regularly $3,000, and the early bird discount is 2,000 because you're getting something in exchange. You're filling the course early in exchange or them getting a discount, right? So it's an authentic thing. It's like, hey, I want to fill the course. I want people in. I want people, I'm going to reward people who are movers and shakers by giving you $1,000 off for the first, again, rarity, first 5 people versus, oh, everyone that joins before June, well, maybe the first 5 people that join, or the first 5 people join before June, or if you join before Friday, you're getting this massive discount, but there's a reason. It's not BS. There's an actual reason for that. There's an authentic reason. So these are great questions. Absolutely. Thank you, Marta. And Cassandra, you had a question too.
Yes, good morning, everybody. I work in the space of technology. I do tech training, and I agree with what Marta said about discounting your services and stuff like that, especially when it comes to technology. And you start discounting and people don't really seem to have a trust, in what you're doing, especially with technology. The information has to be relevant, it has to be cutting edge, it has to be state of the art. So I guess what my question is, I'm trying to get in the space of people that will be committed to the program. I have started my own IT workforce initiative. I started out with 18 people, and
Nice.
all of them were so gung-ho about it. Oh, yes, I want to do this. But I kind of find that people are in love with possibilities and not with reality. And so they like the possibilities of, getting into technology and making this amount of money. But when it comes to putting in the sweat and the hard tears and things, to get that work done, because you got to put the work in no matter what. If it's law, if it's medicine, if it's tech, you got to put the work in. It's not going to happen overnight. So my question is, how can I begin to hone in on those key people that are going to be committed to the program, that's going to put everything that they have in the program and see the program through? Because you can't be successful if you half-ass do the stuff.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying?
Right
So how do I do that?
Very cool. Very cool. First of all, so answer part A is energetically, it's just to make sure everything in your life you do 100% and whole ass as well instead of half ass, because our prospects and clients, everyone in fact in our lives is a reflection of us. Some of you may agree and disagree with me, but everyone, yeah, if my clients were doing something that drove me nuts, I'm like, what the hell is with people? I'm like, oh wait, where am I not committing? Where am I bailing? Where am I? So food for thought, answer A. From more of an energetics perspective, because we have the power to change others by just changing ourselves, right? You can't control others. We have the power to change if we change, because we attract different people, which is really cool, that we have literally the power to do that. And yeah, Mark is like, doesn't that suck? So the other answer for you, part B, and then I have a part C, is to where are you finding the people? So maybe looking in the wrong places, right? That's like that. What is that saying? Looking for love in all the wrong places. Sometimes we're looking in the wrong places or talking to the wrong people and making sure, well, who would I love to work with? What is my ideal client? And where do they hang out? Do they hang out on Facebook? Do they hang out, or maybe not, do they hang out on LinkedIn? Do they hang out in bars? Do they hang out in charities? A lot of people with a lot of money like to give back. And that's one thing I love to do. I love to give back too. And just, I meet people with money and movers and shakers. People are up to something. Again, people that some kind of volunteer charities, people that are on the boards or just even donating or volunteering. Not that that's the only ways you should volunteer or donate. You can meet some kick-ass people. They're up to some kick-ass things as well. Charities, donations, people on boards of different things, up to cool social change. So things like that. Look for people who volunteer, who are advocating for things, who are on boards or part of some sort of charity nonprofit. You can meet some really cool people that are clearly committed to things, right? Because they're doing it for free. Answer C, new share and whiteboard. Check this out, everyone. So, okay. All right. And Zoom has updated their whiteboard, and this is interesting. Let's see if I can figure out how to use this. I'm like, okay. Bear with me a second because this is a completely new whiteboard. I'm trying to draw something for you, and this may be hit board. How do I draw? Can I draw? How do I draw? Anyone? This is completely okay. Bear with me here. Zoom literally just this is interesting. Very interesting. How do I draw? Isn't that the point of a whiteboard to draw? Okay. Looks like we can all
Tap in
draw
the
in here.
tap in the tap in the three lines and see if the pencil's there, because it should be a pencil. And
You're
then on the
right.
left side.
You're right, but there is no
It's the
export.
plus sign. It's the plus sign in the bottom.
Oh,
There
that
you go.
is
It's yeah.
that
It's
zoom
the
in.
plus.
Isn't that zoom in? Zoom out?
No, this plus. It says, well, I'm on my phone, but it has a plus sign in the bottom left corner.
Do you
Oh,
want us
And
to
you
have access to the whiteboard too?
And this, I didn't think this is bananas. I've never, this is here, let me,
I don't
yeah.
think you
this.
want
So
that for
if you
us.
I don't know
push
what is
that,
going on here. This is
see the
bananas.
can
Yeah,
you
it
see the
says
plus
pen.
sign?
Here we go.
It
Use
says
whiteboard
pen.
plastic. Here we go. Okay, back to the good old days.
Okay.
Okay,
You
so
got
there
this.
we
You
go.
got.
There we go. I don't know what was the new whiteboard. I'm not a fan. Bad zoom. Bad zoom. All right. So we got person here. And so that this we got like their big goal. Their big, I don't know, draw a heart. Their big goal, right? The awesome stuff they want. Maybe it's money, it's dollar sign. That's an awesome dollar sign. Okay. And then we have the, all the junk, like the stuff that's on fire. That's a fire. All right. And so we have the stuff, the towards stuff, right? We have the big T, the towards that they want. Oh my God, that clearly I need something other than a mouse to draw with. Okay. So this is towards all the vision, the dreams. Oh, that sounds so good, guys. That sounds so good, James. Sounds so good, Chantel. So good, Kevin. This is great. Like this is the towards stuff, like takes them towards their dreams. And this is only half the battle. And that's why often people don't commit. I mean, sometimes they're just not going to commit and not that type of person. They'll hope and dream and wish and want and complain and whine and bitch and never do anything. And there's a lot of people out there like that. Now, for those people who will commit, would commit, could commit, there's a secret here. We need both a toward motivation and we need an away from motivation. They want to get the heck away from the fire, the dumpster fire that's going on, right? They want to get away from that. And again, that's only half the battle. You want to get away, and they're halfway there. But we need the other magnet, right? It's almost like put two magnets together. One they repel the other. We need one magnet to repel them, like and to have them really realizing how crap life is or is going to get if they don't move and don't shift and don't buy from you. And yes, we can't doomsday everything. We need the vision of how amazing life's going to be, the travel, like doing like working from the beach, and you have all the waves and stuff, all the things you need. Otherwise, it's half the equation if you only do one of these. So you need to actually have this conversation with people about, well, how much does it suck now? How much worse will it get? And people often try to weasel out from these conversations, avoid letting them. If you want to sell, you need to be uncomfortable too. You need to be uncomfortable. They need to be uncomfortable. Versus it's just talking, oh, life's so great. Talk about the sunshine, hearts, and rainbows. It's going to be like amazing. Let's talk all about the toward and how amazing it's going to be after you work with me. Guess what? You're only halfway there. And that's why a lot of people say no and they won't commit, unless they're a person that just doesn't commit, right? We really need to also talk about the way. This one, I said, how much worse is this going to get? How much more money is this going to cost you? And his lame answer was, well, I haven't really put pen to paper that yet. And he just stopped me. And e.g., I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm like, well, let's do that. Let's put pen to paper today. Maybe it's the first time you've done it. Let's get some clarity for you there. Would it be helpful? Again, asking questions versus you should. Questions are the answer. Would it be helpful if we figured out really where you are now and then where you want to go as well, and figuring out the gaps to get you there so you know how to get there, you know that you have the clarity to get there? Well, let's look at where you are now, where you are. Sound good? Yes. Cool. All right. So going back to this, how much is it costing you in time? There's time, money, energy, and fulfillment. And I would get all three. How much is it costing you in time to, I don't know, be sick all the time, be overweight all the time, I used to be exhausted all the time, be exhausted all the time, or broke all the time, or not have this and that. Maybe they have lots of money, but their life sucks, right? Time, money, energy, fulfillment. And again, you need specifics versus, it's Linnea, it's priceless. Wendy, it's priceless. No, that's they're not going to buy on priceless, right? It's priceless. They're not going to buy, Janelle, on priceless. Well, what is this costing you every month? Oh my God, it's costing you 1,000 or 10,000 every month, right? Why would you wait another month? And this is where they don't tell you, well, it sounds good, Marta and Kevin and Isaac, but I got to wait. Wait till the cows come home, or till the moon is pink, or the sun is green. I got to wait till my kids are grown up, or till I have all the money in the world, or I've completely done school, or I don't have any kids anymore, or till I get married, or I wait till the summer because I'll have more money. What's going to change between now and the summer and you'll have more money? Is it something like, if you have an imminently a raise, or you're going to leave and get a new job? Like, why would you have more money then, right? So, because otherwise because a lot of people don't like making decisions, and decisions are uncomfortable, committing things are uncomfortable, right? So we need that towards, but also the away. So important. And I hope that answers the questions, to make sure we focus on the towards and the away. How bad does it suck? And what is where you went now? And then what is the cost of opportunity? E.g., how much more time is it going to cost you? How much, if you're I had one patient, his doctor's like, you're going to die. You're so obese and you eat like crap, you're going to die. And so we had to talk to that to motivate this guy, because health wasn't a really big concern to him. Making money was. Health was at the last of his important list. So how much is it costing you in time? If you die versus living another 5, 10, 20 years, spend more time with your kids and your wife. He's like, holy crap, I never thought of it that way. Money. How much money is this going to cost? Get a specific number. Like get a number. Get an actual number. Right? Versus, it's priceless. It's priceless, Patty. Janelle, it's priceless. Too abstract. They're not going to buy. Oh, it's priceless. Great. Well, if it's priceless, hey, my course is only $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, $1,000. Sounds like that's way better than, that's a lot of money compared to priceless, because it's just too abstract. Versus, oh my God, it's costing you $2,000 a month in I don't know, therapy or whatever. I'm not knocking therapy, but it's costing you $2,000 a month in alcohol, or in drugs, or gambling, or something, or whatever your addictions, right? It's called, wow, well, working with me is only $2,000 once, or $5,000 once. It's going to cost you $12K if we don't start now. It's going to cost you $12,000 every year. What sounds better, paying me $2K now and having the kick-ass life, or not having a kick-ass life and saving $2,000 now, but also spending $12,000, right? Time, money, energy. Maybe it's energy. They're burning themselves out. They're killing themselves out. Or fulfillment. Maybe they have money, maybe they have energy, but it's the fulfillment. Their life sucks. They hate their life, right? So hope that ties it in for your technology clients. It's what is he away from? What do you want to get the hell away from? And what's it costing you? What is that? What is the cost of opportunity? Like, what is the cost of opportunity? What is the cost if you don't do this? Like, otherwise people will give you answers like, well, this sounds great, Lamea. Sana, this is amazing. Stay hungry. This is awesome. Krish, Ben, this is awesome. But I gotta wait, Daniel. I gotta wait, Candace. Janelle, Patty. Let's talk again. Let's talk again in 3 months so I can brush you off then too. Right? I know we're getting in a bit of a sales conversation and sales stuff here, but it's true. It's true, and it's totally the case. So food for thought. I know we got to do a bit of sales stuff, but this is important. That they need the toward and the way motivation to make a decision. That'll have people way more committed, because they realize how ugly the monster is versus, life's not that bad. Life's okay. My life's all right. When really they're very dissociated. You need to get them into that, which makes them uncomfortable, and it makes you uncomfortable too. But you got to do that. if you want to serve people, you want to help people, you got to get them looking at that shit, pardon my language. I'm just being real here. You got to look at that stuff in order to have them make a decision. Otherwise, well, it's not that bad. Wendy, I don't know if I want to spend $2K or $500, or Anna, I don't know if I want to spend $6K on this. Life's not that bad. Well, actually, it actually very well may be. It very well may be that bad, or very well may be costing them, $20K a year, right? This lady's like, oh, that's expensive. That's so expensive, James. I'm like, well, compared to piano, sometimes I get snarky and silly. I said, compared to piano lessons, it is. But I said, she started laughing. And I said, but you told me you had to, because of your challenges, you had to take a job that was $20,000 less. You're losing $20,000 every year. Would that be fair to say? And she's like, actually, you're right. I'm not getting a new job because of this. It was a communication challenge, very easy to fix. She's like, yeah, and probably more. She's like, I could even get a better job than I had before, and it would pay me even more than $20K a year. So I said, cool. So you'd be happier, more fulfilled, be doing a job so that's the energy. You'd be doing a job you actually enjoy, because this job was killing her, paying her 20, 30, 40K less. And you're going to save 20K or more. You're going to make 20K more each year, or maybe some people save 20K. You're going to make 20K more versus it's 5 or 6 grand with me one time. Does this make sense? She says, yep. She says, yep. Here's my credit card number before I get scared. Right. So some food for thought, everyone. Food for thought. And hope that answers the question. Let me go back to sharing again here. All right. So I'm going to zip through these.
Really quick, James, just a quick, when we talk about towards and away, when we're doing self-improvement or actually helping them out away from something, isn't that how do we make it so? Because sometimes when we're trying to help them go away from something, they even attract it even closer. They want to even pull it even closer, right? Like they get even more involved with it because it's in their comfort zone. Let's say they want to get out of the comfort zone, but it's so easy for them because they have that repetition of bad behavior.
Correct. Yep.
Right? So how do we pull them away from something when actually focusing on that will make them even get towards it?
Good question. Good question. It's a great clarity point. So for the future, yes, you want to have them avoid focusing all the junk, but just for a moment, have them be really present for the junk and realize, yeah, how badly it does suck versus, oh, life's okay. I just drink a lot or do drugs or gamble or whatever, sex, drugs, rock and roll, all the fun vices, right? You want them just even for a moment, just for a minute or so, to really get into that stuff and say, hey, is it worth it? Are you committed to getting out of this and having this awesome stuff? Or are you not? Would you rather sit in the junk? I can't make you do anything. So yes, have him put him there for a minute or 3 and be bold enough and courageous enough and be willing to be uncomfortable, because it is uncomfortable, to get him there. And great, let's now get your mind off of that. And yes, have them focus on the future, right? Have them focus on what they want. So because you get and you feel what you focus on. So have them, yes, focus on for the future and working with them, focus on what they want, keep their eye on the prize. It's just that catalyst, if you will, and the booster. It's like the rocket booster. To get off the ground, let's just for a moment, let's just look at what this really is and the reality of how bad this really is and how much more it's going to suck if it continues. Like, what is the cost of opportunity? How much more are you going to spend? How much money are you going to waste? How much are you going to spend on cigarettes and killing your health, or not having the technology to manage your clients, or for not managing audit, or not managing, meaning government mandates, which means you could get sued and fined the government. What is the cost of opportunity? You think, oh, it's really not a big deal. I'm not that interested in. Well, could it cost you 100K in government fines or 10K in fines? Well, that makes paying me $2,000 or $5,000 a lot more interesting, doesn't it? And then, yes, turning them forward and focusing on the goals, focusing on what they want. You need both. You need both. Think of it this way: someone loses weight, or they want to lose weight, and let's say they're looking in the mirror, and I did this. I'm like, oh my God, I was clinical obese. I'm like, holy crap, I'm fat. I look like shit. And I'm like, oh God. And that is such a strong away from that. I was eating well, exercising. I was doing a lot to lose weight. But then you move further and further away from that old fat. I move further away from that old fat me. And it's like, well, I've lost 20 pounds. I'm like, I deserve to have whatever I want at this wedding this weekend. I deserve to have all the cakes and the drinks and all the fun stuff at the wedding. And then I do, and then it's a slippery, it's a crash, a slippery slope. You go back, eat junk eating, and then you go back closer and closer and closer to that old obese me, for example. And then, oh my God, this sucks. So and this is why people gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. Because we get farther and farther away from that me or that fat self, and this is metaphor for anything. I'm using weight right now, and it's less motivating. So then we slink back until we're there. Then, oh my God, I'm fat, or I feel crappy, or I look like crap. And then it motivates us away. So the key is we have to turn people around and have them looking at the goal, the hot me, the beautiful me, the sexy me, the me that's confident and attracts beautiful people, has a beautiful mate in my life, or that has people comment on how great I look, or I feel amazing, I have energy, I don't have to like struggle to get up and stand up. I can get up on my own and I have energy and bouncing around. It's that kind of thing. You're absolutely right. We focus on, so have them just aware that that stuff is there and that's really bad and it'll get worse if they don't move their ass. But then all the amazing things. And this is a metaphor for people that if you're health coaches, technology coaches, consultants, all of it. Focus on what they want, but also, yes, have them be aware that otherwise, if, well, no, life's okay. No, life's pretty good. But tell me about your program. Are they going to buy? Probably not. If life's, oh yeah, nah, it's a lot of money. Maybe later, or maybe keep in touch or keep you in your newsletter. All right. We're running out of time. So I am going to do this. I'm just going to breathe through these. I can present on these next time. In fact, I'll talk to these, and you're welcome to all have this. But then I can expand and talk to these. I'll certainly share this with everyone. Sense of community is amazing to have as well. It's these connections will transcend boundaries, and communities will also build you trust and rapport. So maybe have a Facebook group or LinkedIn group where you nurture people, invite them in for free, sell them on it. And this is great because, and then really talk about it and why it's so great. Next one is trust, creating powerful trust, right? People need to trust you to buy from you. There's 4 pillars of trust. Usually they need to trust you and your organization. Now, for a lot of you, that is the same thing. They need to trust your service, that it will work for them. And most importantly, where most people get it wrong, most entrepreneurs or business people fail at this and they say no, they need to trust that they can do it. That's why we get excuses and no's. This sounds great. It sounds like it works great. It works for everyone else. I like Anna. I like Narda, like Cassandra, like Jude. It sounds great, but I don't think it probably won't work for me because I'm this or I'm that. We need to address this. It's so important. So important. They need to trust that they can do it. So you and your organization, which is kind of the same, they need to trust you, right? So using these tools I'm teaching you, create trust and rapport. And we need to talk about people who have the self-doubt and doubt themselves so much that they don't think they can do it. They don't think it's possible. That's often why people say no. That's why it's like, wow, this is so weird. We had such a good conversation. They were so interested in it. They seem so committed. It's because they don't think they can do it. Whatever the it is. Okay? Something to be very aware of. Very aware of. This is why often you get no's. Herd mentality, again, social influence. We talked about Google reviews, Facebook reviews. They're priceless. So if someone wants a discount, sure. As long as you agree in writing on the contract, because that way they can't say, well, no, I'm not that comfortable leaving a Google review, or no, I'm not that comfortable on video, or wah. Get it in writing, because that's their payment of the whatever, the $200, $500 or $50 discount. That's their payment, right? Instead, it's giving free money away. Comment on your stuff, like your page, like your, I don't love Yelp, but like Yelp, Google reviews. I'll give you video testimonials, send people your way. Sure. If people want a discount, here's a smart thing, everyone. If people want a discount, I'm happy to do that. Happy to do that. Why don't we do this? We'll do an exchange. If you agree to refer, whatever, pick 2, 3, 4 people to me within, I don't know, 4 months. Yeah, if you agree to that and in writing, then I'll give you a X% discount. And so there's teeth. If that doesn't happen, then I'll bill you the rest in 4 months. But this is a great opportunity for you to get a discount. So you can do that. I love that one. You can give because it can help you, help them. Again, social media comments, even having the posts on social media, even if they're good, bad, or otherwise, it can create social influence, right? It's that validation of people liking your posts. I don't love vanity metrics like number of followers, but they can impress certain people. right? They can impress certain people. On my LinkedIn account, I have almost 20,000 followers on one account alone. I have two accounts. I have almost 20,000 followers on LinkedIn. On Instagram, I have 100. So, because my Instagram got hacked and I had to reboot it and start a new one. So vanity metrics aren't always a great way, and don't necessarily mean you're great just because you have a lot of followers. Some of them are bots. But again, food for thought, right? Herd mentality, community, creating a community, going back to that Facebook group, or LinkedIn group, everyone, or whatever group. We can. Isaac will teach you on how to use a system that he has called Go High Level, which has a community, has a pretty kick-ass community, actually. Communities, giving value, serving people, being in front of people, because on social media, people will see typically 5 or 10% of your stuff. Or instead differently, 5 or 10 of, your followers will see 5 or 10% of your stuff, right? Anything else I want to talk to you guys about? Authenticity. I beat that to death at first today. Being real, raw, authentic. Share your story. People buy you. They don't buy your thing. They buy you, and they buy why you do it. Oh, this is why I do this, because I got kicked in the butt from life here. I learned how to get past that. You're getting kicked in the butt too. Well, guess what? I got past that. I literally know how to get you there, and I know what it's like. It's instant influence. It's genuine, real, raw influence, authenticity, being real, and avoiding what people think about you. You don't have to open the kimono and show them every last, wound and wart on you. But again, give them a open, vulnerable place. Vulnerability is power. Yes, some people will abuse it. Screw them. Who cares? They're not your people. They're not your tribe. If someone doesn't like the real you, they're not your tribe. That's okay. You know how many people there are in the world? About 8.5 billion. If only 1% of them, if let's say everyone hates you, only 1% of the world likes you, that's 75 million people. 75 million people. I think I did the math right there. Even if it's 7.5 million. Can you serve all those people in your lifetime? Hopefully, maybe, probably. Be real. If people don't like you, cool. That means you have a message. It means you're shouting a message versus hiding in a cave with your eyes and ears closed, right? Have a message. Be authentic. Be real. And stop worrying what people think about you. When I do a post, if I'm like, oh crap, are some people going to chirp me on this, or some people not going to like this post because I'm real, authentic, I'm calling bullshit on things, or limiting beliefs, or traditional thoughts, or what people typically think, am I saying no, that's wrong? This is why it's wrong. This is what's going to make you successful. Are people going to get mad at that? Am I going to ruffle some feathers? That's the sign that I need to do it. That's the sign that I must do it, because the message needs to be out there, and it is going to resonate with people. And sure, people will chirp me on it. That's okay. I love it. It means I have a strong message and it's getting up there. When in doubt, ask questions of people. Instead of you should, stop telling, start asking, start engaging. 2 ears and one mouth, especially with sales. Ask questions, lead and influence others through questions, great questions, and genuine curiosity versus, I hope they shut up and buy my thing, right? Genuine curiosity. Talk about your journey. And my journey from bullying and beat up and head through glass windows and all kinds of crazy with health. Then came health issues. Then came the depression and anxiety, right? And then came challenges in school, and then all that crap. I carried with me into my corporate career at first when I started working at IBM and some of the corporate environments. Carried that through, then realized how to get rid of it all with the tools I teach and everything I do. And again, if you're interested in this, please, I'd love to talk afterwards. I'm going to drop this in the chat momentarily, the link to this document. If this sounds like you, love teaching, love mentoring people. My programs are literally some of the best in the world if you want to be wildly successful as a mentor, leader, or entrepreneur coach. I love doing this, love teaching people. As you can see, my genuineness and my love, my passion for helping people is usually pretty evident. And so stop telling, start engaging, start asking. You noticed I all asked you questions at the beginning of the chat. What do you want? What are you worried about? What's working? What's not working? I want to know, I want to make it for you versus just the James show, just to hear myself talk. That's why I ask questions at the beginning. What do you guys want? What are you interested in? What do you want to hear about? What are you stressed over? When in doubt, shut up, especially when you ask for the sale. That'll be $5,000. What credit card would you like that on? Then shut up. Avoid talking yourself out of a sale, right? Lastly, then that is it. There you go. I think that is questions. Again, questions are the answer. When someone asks you a question, ask them a question back. You know, well, James, what's the best way to, where do I meet my customers? Well, where do you want to meet? What kind of customers do you want to see? Where do you enjoy going? What do you enjoy doing? What type of stuff do you enjoy that it's natural for you to go? Who do you want to work with? Where do you think they hang out? Where would they hang out? If they're, and a hint, guys, hint, your best customer, your best avatar is the past version of you. So where did you hang out? Where are you? Where are you found? Is it social media? Is it the gym? Is it the bar? Is it the golf course? Is it on webinars? Is it on personal development events? Go to where your people are. That's it for me. I can happy to get into this next time, and I'm going to drop this link for you. It's a public link in the chat as well, everyone. There you are. You can download this draft. This is the draft. You have access to the pre-draft as well, everyone. It's there in the chat. The Persuasion Playbook. Cool. Enjoy. I'm going to switch to Isaac here. I may keep you a few minutes late today because I don't want to short